Welcome to the Mason Multi-Purpose Field as we are just a few seconds away from another GMC matchup of girls soccer with the Princeton Vikings coming in to take on the Mason Comets. On the Mason Comets senior night, it's going to be a very good game. I'm Daniel Panetti here with my broadcast partner Katie Halligan. And Katie, the season is somewhat coming to a close for both of these teams. Comets having a great season. They're looking to keep that going tonight.
Yes, overall the Mason Comets are 9-4-2 and 6-1-1 in the GMC, while the Princeton Vikings are 3-12 overall and 2-6 in the GMC.
Yeah, so two teams that have a bit of a complete opposite record coming into tonight's game. We look at the Comets; they're coming off of a win in their Battle of the Skies matchup versus the Sycamore Aviators of a score of 5-0. So we get started at this. In this GMC game, it looks like the Comets haven't seen who's going to get the ball first. 40-minute halves. Clock will continue running. As the senior night for the Comets about to be underway. Princeton is going to start with the ball first. Number 8, Sophia Montiel for the Aviators. It's in there with Lowe, 24, the sophomore, with 4 goals and 9 points on the young season. We look at this Vikings team. They're coming off of a loss to Miamisburg in their last game, a non-GMC game for the team. But we look at a season that hasn't gone their way. A win here tonight could be huge for Princeton. As the Comets, with a chance to try and take over the GMC in these next couple of games. A win tonight right now they are tied with Fairfield for second in the GMC. A win tonight and then a loss for Fairfield would tie them for second. Those two teams met earlier in the year, tied 0-0. And Oak Hills, the Highlanders, in that one spot of the GMC. Still a bit of a delay to get this game started. As we get going here from the multi-purpose field. Comets will have the ball all the way back in their end of the field. Tries to pass it, but it's intercepted. Comets trying to get a start here early. Pass it all the way to the far side. Millen over to the middle. Down to the right side. Shot, but nothing there for Alina Schneiderman, number 18, the senior. Only 1 goal on the season for her. So far, Katie, early in this game, we're just about a minute in, and this ball has mainly been on Princeton's side. Looks like this game could be ran by this Mason offense.
Yeah, they looked pretty dominant here in these early minutes, so it's gonna be interesting to see what they do with this possession time and seeing if they're gonna be able to score. As it passes into the middle, but it's gonna be a little outside.
Yeah, nice pass from Zoo into the middle. The Comets had a shot there to try and score here early. We look at the scoreboard. We're only about a minute and 30 into this game, and the Comets are already within striking distance. It's going to be a corner kick. Lieutenant Addison Bean will be out there to kick it from the corner. Sorry, Addison Benny.
It's a great opportunity for the Comets to score here early.
Kick is in towards the middle. Bounces a few times. Comets fighting for it. And some nice defense from the Aviators, able to get it out. The Vikings. Mason clears it into the middle. Open net, but they're not able to get it. Gabby Dickey was there, just unable to get a foot on it.
Yeah, that was a really nice pass from Hallie Martin, but it looks like the Princeton goalie is down. So they're going to rush some medical attention out there for her.
I hate to see an injury already at this point of the game. So while trainers come and get her, we're going to head to a short break. And stay tuned for more here on Mason Sports Radio. And we are back after a bit of an injury timeout. He looks to be okay. It was the keeper for Princeton who went down. That's nice to see. Doesn't look to be anything serious. And Katie, as we come back from this break, just a few minutes in, the Comet offense has already had a bunch of chances. So far, no shots on goal, but they've still had many looks.
Looks like the Princeton is going to be subbing in a goalie. It's going to be Addison Carnegie for the Vikings here taking over. She's a sophomore, so it's going to be interesting to see how this affects Princeton going forward.
Yeah, Princeton has ran 3 goalies so far this year who have all gotten a good amount of time. So if a girl is to go down, it's nice to see that they have some reinforcements back there in the net. Will be Vikings ball. Boots it away to that far side of the field. Just a sea of Comets there. They're going to let it go out of bounds to throw it in. Teams get reset already. 37-17 left in this game, in this first half. A bit of a stoppage. And the Comets, that's going to be a tackle. Whistle will be blown. Bella Anderson was down for the Comets. She's been one of the standouts so far this year. The sophomore with 6 goals on the year. Something about this team is that there are a lot of sophomores on this varsity Comet team. Shows the underclassmen that this team has, which could mean very good for the future of this program. Nice save there from Princeton.
It's going to be Bella Anderson with the head bump, but it's not going to be able to go in. It's been quite interesting to see. Mason's had a few great opportunities here in the beginning to score, but not been able to do it quite yet.
This ball still in Princeton's territory of the field. Comets still with possession. Oliva Canham throws that one in for Mason. Free kick, Comets towards the net. Both teams fighting for it, but it looks like it's going to go out of bounds. Number 7, Zhu, was there to try and get a play on the ball, but that one just a little too much leg.
Yeah, they've had ample opportunity here, but still 0-0 here with 35 minutes left in the first.
You got to think out of all these opportunities, at least one will hit soon. Intercepted again by the Comets. Both teams trying to get something. Princeton's main goal right now is just to get this out of their part of the field.
It's going to be a nice intercept. Nice defense by Bella Anderson, the sophomore, but it's going to be intercepted by Hallie Martin, the senior. Right back into Mason's possession.
Intercepted by Princeton, like you said. Hallie Martin, the senior, with a nice little interception. Another opportunity there for the Comets brought in.
The ball still in Comets' possession. We are about 6 minutes into this game, and it's been Comets with the ball this whole time.
Yeah, it's been completely one-sided this entire game, which is kind of what we expected coming into tonight. We mentioned the Comets with the record 9-4-2, only one loss in the GMC. That coming to Oak Hills earlier in the year, 2-0. But other than that, especially against these GMC teams, they've been able to roll right past them. And against the Princeton team that's been struggling all year. Princeton tries to clear that one, but the Mason defense was right there. Passed up to the middle. So that's a Martin. Loads it to the right side. Comets are there. It's Bella Anderson. And she's going to be tripped down. No call. Now there is a whistle. Anderson went down pretty hard, but she looks to be all right.
Looks like there's a little Comet team meeting going on down here. It's going to be interesting to see. Looks like the senior Annalise Knight, the goalie, is actually going to be the one taking the free possession here. Quite interesting. I don't think I've ever seen this before, but it is senior night here in Comet Country, so.
Yeah, it's going to be a penalty kick, and they're going to bring the goalie, Annalise Knight. Goalies have one of the biggest legs for these teams. So the lefty with a chance to put the Comets on the board here first on their senior night. And Annalise Knight on the penalty. Comets, 8 minutes into the game, take a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, that's something you definitely don't see every day, the goalie scoring, and especially on a penalty kick. So it's a great sight to see here, and it, like Daniel said, it puts the Comets up 1.
Yeah, so the senior night, they bring that senior goalie who's been on this team for many years. Annalise Knight, a two-sport athlete on varsity basketball as well. So, you know, that's going to feel good for her. One of her last home games here at Mason, she's able to bury that one through. And it's likely what we're going to see for penalty kicks like this. The seniors get their opportunities. The Comets take a 1-0 lead. Princeton going to try and respond back quickly. Yeah, girl goes down. No call there. She's looking for one but won't get it. Comets try and clear it out of their territory. This is the first time tonight that Princeton's had the ball really in Comet territory, but Sue's able to deflect it away. And that one's going to go out of bounds. This Comet defense has been stellar this year. Probably a chance tonight to get a shutout. Now, obviously, you want to win your senior night, but if you're able to keep a 0 on that scoreboard for the other side, that one's going to go out of bounds. try to keep it on the side, but it goes out. If the Comets are able to get the shutout on their senior night, that could be a huge boost for the team going into the playoffs. He was Campbell for it, but keeper for Princeton is able to retrieve it.
There's going to be a whistle there on the Comets. Just going to change who's having that. That's going to be the sophomore, number 21, Parker Evans, now with the ball. Yet again down in Princeton territory, as it has been most of the game. We just saw a little less than a minute down in Comet territory there, but it's going to be a long kick downfield.
Comets scrambling for it. Shot, but it's too short. An easy save there for Princeton. You mentioned sophomore Parker Evans. Once again, the underclassman being showed. Evans, 3 goals and 6 assists on the year. Or sorry, 2 assists on the year for the sophomore.
Yeah, this team is not short of underclassmen. Like you said, it's bringing a lot of hope for not just the present but the future of this Comet team, to see all the young talent that they have going on right now. So while it is a night celebrating our seniors, it's also a night celebrating the upcoming talent that is to take over.
So clears it to the right side, but it's going to be too much leg. And you said, Katie, it makes it a little more easier to stomach when you don't have many seniors on that senior night. We apologize for some of the camera issues.
Mason's just going to be passing it around right now, just trying to keep it out of Princeton's, just try to keep having possession here. It's going to be a battle by the sidelines. Princeton's going to try and clear it out, but the Mason defense right there to stop them. It's going to be kicked out by Princeton, so it's going to be the Comets' ball. Looks like it's going to be a throw in for the Comets.
Apologize for the camera issues. Well, at midfield, both teams fighting for it. And it looks like it's going to be Princeton ball. So since that goal, it's been a little more two-sided, both teams being in each other's area of the field. We saw the first about 9 minutes of the game, it was all Comets. So Princeton trying to even this one up. We look at the time, 27:10 left in this first half of play. And what we were saying, Katie, having, senior night's obviously one of the biggest games of the year, but when you have such a team full of, freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors, and your roster isn't full of seniors, it makes that senior night a little more easier to deal with. Obviously you being a lacrosse player, the emotions that can flow on a senior night. So, and especially in a game where you can get a win, it's got to be a lot better to handle.
Yeah, definitely senior night's a lot of emotions for everybody, but it's going to be in a Habra on that kick, but it's going to be wide. Anna Haber just recently came back from an injury, so it's going to be her second game of the season. Great night to come back on senior night. She's a junior this year.
Yeah, so next year will be her senior night. We look at Anna, a two-sport athlete, one of the best players on the varsity basketball team the past couple of years, who started as a freshman in her two main sports. So it's a huge boost going into the end of the year to get her back. She was battling a leg injury all year. So the Comets with another chance here. They cleared back to the middle of the field. That one deflected. And both teams scrambling to it for it. Knight is able to get it out of there. Comets trying to move this ball. That one cleared down. Nice defense from Princeton, able to get it out for just a second. Comets will throw it in to the far right side. Number 21, Parker Evans, pass to the top of your screen.
Hallie Martin, the senior, now with the ball.
Back down to number 12, Cooley. Mason taking their time here on offense. No need to really rush things. That's what Mason likes to do with the guys and the girls, is spread out the other team, run and work for it. Martin to the left side. It's intercepted by Princeton. Nice pursuit. They try and get something to go, but nice defense from Mason. Retaliates right back.
Yeah, like you said, it's been a little more two-sided here. Not a lot of action on either sides, but a lot of stuff going on in the middle, just trying to get possession. So it's going to be interesting to see who's going to be the next to score.
Yeah, it's a good thing about Mason right now is that their mind's kind of in that offensive mode. Really haven't had any threats on defense. No shots on goal for Princeton, and really no looks on offense for them either. So the Comets can kind of worry about offense, but on the Princeton side, it's just trying to get the ball out of Comet territory.
It's great work by the sophomore Bella Anderson. It's going to be kicked away by Princeton, so she's not, but it's going to be working back inside.
It's Azu. Tried to pass it, but it looked to cost them a little bit. Comets still with the big chance. Shot deflected by Princeton. That was
nice.
Benny. Yeah, so nice defense there from Princeton. Number 10, Addison Benny, was there. They're trying to give the Comets a 2-goal lead. Team's fighting for it, and that one's number 18, Alina Schneiderman, with her second goal of the year, gives the Comets a 2-0 lead here. And Comets take a 2-0 lead here with just a bit above 20 minutes left here in this first half. So a great showing here early from the Comets. They take the double goal lead. So now this was kind of going to put Princeton back on the fence a little bit. They need to get 2 goals to get back in this one. As it will get the ball once again. And Mason already with the ball once more. So far this game, this ball has just completely lived on that right side of the field. Nice slide there from Princeton. But the Comets on the attacking end once again. Schneiderman with another chance. Gets it towards the middle. Tries to find Zoo, but it's too far. I like what you've seen from number 18, Elena Schneiderman, so far in these past couple minutes. Been able to create a lot of opportunities. She had that second goal. Schneiderman, a senior, like we've mentioned so many times, being senior night, they play with a little more passion in these types of games.
Yeah, definitely. And like you were saying earlier, Daniel, Princeton really needs to strike back, but they've had no opportunities whatsoever to do so, as the Comet defense has kept it on their side of the field this entire game.
Yeah, there's no momentum going for the Vikings right now. This game has been completely in the Comets' favor. Trying to spread out their offense. That one's going to go out of bounds, and it'll go to Princeton. Or sorry, no, it'll stay with the Comets. He tries to find Habra. They fight for it. That'll go out once more. This time it will go to the Vikings. It just looks like so far the Comets are just outpacing Princeton, just playing more faster and more aggressive. And it's like the second that the Vikings get the ball, they're just immediately right there racing towards it. And it's why this Comet team has been so successful this entire year. It's because of how aggressive that their defense can play.
Yes, definitely. They've been attacking the ball, like Daniel said, and not giving these Vikings a second to breathe whatsoever. And I feel like that's definitely a big reason why this ball has been on their side this whole time.
The Vikings just looking for some sort of momentum. That one goes out of bounds once again. For everything the Vikings are trying to do, the Comets have an answer for it. Once more, out of bounds. Anderson's able to intercept that one. Nice play by the senior. Pass went down to Cooley, number 12. She's able to keep that one in bounds. Passes it down. Schneiderman. Ball finds itself right around midfield. Number 10, Addison Benny. Comets racing with it. Number 13, Canham in pursuit for it. Vikings just had the positioning. Tries to lead it down the field, but nobody was there for Princeton. Look at the clock, 18:45 left and counting in this first half. Comets up 2-0, thanks to a goal from the goalie, Annalise Knight, and Elena Schneiderman, both seniors, putting the Comets on the board.
Yeah, it's very fitting that the two seniors are the ones that are scoring the goal. It's going to be a kick downfield, but it's going to be a race between the Vikings and the Comets for that ball.
Schneiderman in pursuit. She's able to retrieve possession. Looks towards the middle, but nice defense from Princeton. And their goalie's going to be able to just pick it up and end a little rally for the Comets. Like you were saying, Katie, very fitting that on senior night the two goals are coming from the seniors. One coming from a penalty kick, and then one just in regular play. Both teams collide. That one's going to go out of bounds, and it looks like it will go to the Vikings.
This is definitely a great opportunity for the Vikings to try and strike back and get some opportunities just to be right on their field, but it's going to be tossed in right to Natalie Schaefer, a senior here, so Comets are going to again have possession.
Benny tries to get it through two defenders, but she's unable to. He said you want to strike back as quick as possible. This is being chased by Anna Habra. Very tight defense, and it works out for the Comets. That one shot right to Annalise Knight, about 5 yards in front of her goal. Sorry, about 10 yards. She's just going to hold it, likely to just boot this one away. And that's what the senior's going to do off the left leg. Comets right there for it. Try and get another possession going here on the left side. Has a girl. And she has some room. Passes in, looks for Anderson. And shot no good.
Yeah, that was some great passing and chemistry there by Anderson and Habra trying to work together for that goal, but it's going to come right back to the Comets.
Comets quick on defense, able to get it back. Anderson towards the middle. And Habra looks to get there, but she's going to trip. Trying to go for it. Princeton, one-on-one race. Comets able to retrieve it back. It looks like a little bit of more aggression from this Viking team. So they realize that we're over halfway in the first and they find themselves down multiple goals.
Princeton substitution. Number 13, 33, Ellie Massa. Common substitution include number 6, Malin Kowalski. Number 9, Allison Cannon. And number 11, Maddie
Malin
McMaster.
Kowalski, Allison Cannon, and Maddie McMaster will check in for the Comets on the substitution. Princeton with the throw-in. Able to get some separation, but that one's going to go out of bounds once again. It'll stay with Mason. Comets find themselves in a nice spot here once again. 2 shots on goal and 2 goals for the Comets. They look to try and make it 3. Anderson fighting for it. It's going to be taken away from the Vikings, but it'll go out of bounds and stay with Mason.
It's going to be Maddie McMaster in the throw-in for the Comets. She's going to throw it in the direction of Malin Kowalski, but it's going to be a little too far, and it's going to be out, so it's going to be Princeton's ball. Looks like they're just going to boot this one away downfield, trying to just get some time on their side. Definitely been a little bit more in these last 10 minutes, but still nothing close to how much time the Comets have had.
Yeah, time of possession has just been about 97% in the Comet favor, as they've just been able to control this game for all about 26 minutes that we've played so far tonight. A little under 15 left here in the first.
Yeah, sophomore Cameron Rinsky checks into the game for the first time tonight. As the ball's down far in the Comet territory, it's going to be past to Rinsky. It's going to be working inside. It's going to pass it out.
Just a little look there. Comets didn't like what they saw. Martin, a nice little move. Shot on goal, but it's saved by the keeper. Haley Martin, the senior, she wants to get on the board as well as some of her other seniors. Look at her stat line. Only 1 goal on the year so far for Martin. She very clearly trying to make it 2 on the season tonight. And what a time it would be for it to be on senior night.
Yeah, Comets playing with a lot of passion tonight. A lot of drive for those seniors. So it's been quite interesting to see how they've been getting the ball to a lot of different people, not just their main goal scorers, to try and get some points up on the board. There's going to be a fight for the ball by the sidelines, but it's going to be Comet possession. It's going to be thrown in.
The team's in a scramble for it, but the Comets do get it, but give it right back to the Vikings. Both teams trading possessions. Number 6, Kowalski, the junior, in there.
Martin back to Kowalski, now going down.
Benny with it.
Back.
Tries to pass it into the middle, but only a Princeton girl there. It back to 1.
Back up to Martin. over to Evans. But it's going to be right to a Princeton player, but Maddie McCaster is going to be able to get that. But it's going to pass it right to Princeton. Like you said, definitely back and forth these last 10 minutes. Again, another turnover for Princeton. Comets with a prime opportunity here. Try and get another score on the board before half. It's going to be a shot, but it's going to be blocked there. Princeton's desperately trying to get it down the field, but there's going to be no one there but Mason to receive that pass.
Yeah, once again, the Mason defense just being right there. That one's cleared all the way tonight.
He's going to get a little bit of a hip check there, but it's going to be no call. It's going to be fight for the ball on the sidelines. Kowalski falls, so it's going to be Princeton's ball, but it's passed right to the senior, Natalie Schaefer, so it's going to be back on the Comet territory, but it's going to be kicked out by number 4 on Princeton. So it's going to be the Comets' ball.
Viking substitution number 5, Olivia Lang. Comet substitution number 20, Haley.
Olivia Lang checks in for the Comets. For the Vikings. Number 20, Haley Hommel checks in for the Comets. And number 7, Zoo checks in as well for the Comets.
Look at this clock, 15 seconds above 10 minutes left in this first half. So look at this first half, it's been all Mason trying to keep the shutout in check like they have multiple times this year. Annalise Knight, 8 shutouts on the year this year. That's good for top 5 in the GMC. She looks to make that 9 tonight. She boots that one away.
It's going to be Comet ball. So they're quickly passing down the field. Great team chemistry here and teamwork by the Comets being able to pass it down. It's going to be Maddie's going to be getting close into the territory. Looks like she's going to pass it, but it's going to be a little behind. But Comets able to retain possession. It's going to be Zoo with the ball, but it's going to be taken away by the Princeton. It's a battle for the ball right now. It's going to be passed back to McCaster. But it looks like it's going to be out on the Vikings, so it will be Comets ball. Bella Anderson, number 3, the sophomore, checks back in to this game.
You look, the Comets a chance here to make it 3-0 before halftime.
That ball goes straight to Bella Anderson. Definitely a weapon here on the Comets team, something you definitely want to look out for. It's a little more than 8:30 here to go in the first half. It's going to be passed to Zoo. It's going to be a battle for the ball between the Comets and the Vikings, but Comets able to retain possession. Zoo on the outside, passing inside to Bella Anderson.
It looks like she was looking for 9. Canham just a little too far to her left.
Looks like she kind of hit the ground there on that, trying to kick the ball, so it's going to be goalie's ball. She's going to boot it down, but it's going to be a nice header by number 13 for the Comets.
Comets with another shot here. Blocked away from the Vikings. It looks like Princeton's goal right now is just keep this game within 2 these last about 7 minutes here in the first half. That one out of bounds, it'll go to Princeton. But yeah, it's got to be the game plan right now. They haven't been able to get an offense to roll at all in these 30 minutes that we've had so far tonight. So just keep playing lockdown defense. You've been playing the last about 10 minutes of this first half and try and keep this game in check.
Yes, definitely. For how dominant the Comets have been playing, you would assume that the score would be a little more than 2-0. but Princeton's been able to hold them to 2. It's
Yeah,
just-
a lot more opportunities than the 4 shots on goal that the Comets have listed. But not to say that they've been having a bad game on offense either. As we mentioned multiple times, this ball just living in Princeton's area of the field. Seems like all they're trying to do right now is clear it and get it away from some of the playmakers for the Comets.
yes, but it's met by the Comets' strong defensive line, so nothing you can really do about that. It's going to be past the senior Cooley. She's dribbling down, looking for a shot, and she'll take it, but it's going to be saved by the Princeton goalie.
Yeah, kicked it right at her. A lot of these seniors mentioned Cooley, 1 goal on the year. Just kind of trying to take whatever shots that they have open to get on their on the board tonight. Yeah, this game, really not many implications to it. Like we mentioned earlier, a Mason win and a Fairfield loss would tie them for second in the GMC. But really all that the Comets GMC-wise are playing for.
Matt's going to do a McCall.
Tries to get to the inside. Princeton's been right there. Cooley to Anderson. Nothing doing there. That one cleared out once again.
Evans to Schaefer to Karin. Comets just passing in the backfield.
Just under 5 minutes ticks now in this first half.
Just like you said, it looks like the Comets are looking for a perfect opportunity to strike. Looks like they're taking it easy for the last 5 minutes as Lauren kicks that way downfield looking for Bella Anderson. But it's going to be a little too far, and Princeton's going to kick that ball.
It was a great look for Anderson. A perfect pass, just great defensive positioning there from Princeton to just kind of clear it away. But a nice look to try and get that really just tight pass. Wasn't able there to work. Caster's going to check out for the Comets.
It's going to be junior number 5, Mariah McKinlan, who's going to check in. She's going to pass it to the senior Lauren with a wide open shot. She's going to pass it to the middle, looking for the sophomore Ella Harris, but it's going to be a little before Harris, so it's going to be another ball just scooped up by the Princeton goalie. Ella Harris charging downfield looking for a shot, but
Corner kick.
not before it's kicked out by Princeton. It's going to be a corner kick for Mason. We'll see who they send to take that.
These corner kicks are big for these teams. It's what led to that penalty shot taken from Knight. Came from the aftermath of a corner kick. Number 21, Parker Evans, will be the girl to kick it away in that top right of your screen.
Yeah, if I'm Parker, I'm definitely looking for Anderson on this one, as she's been
Parker Evans, the kick.
really lethal. But we'll see where this ball lands.
Kicks it in. Chance for the Comets, but it doesn't work out. As this one's kind of cleared a little more to the outside.
Great strong defense by Princeton there. But the Comets going to spread out and try and get some more passes and look for a good opportunity.
Yeah, Comets just really trying to keep this one out of kind of reach for Princeton. You get a whistle.
Looks like number 18, Zoe Harmon on the Princeton might have an injury, so she's going to walk it off the field, and Vikings are now looking for a substitution. Like we said earlier, you never want to see an injury, so we're just hoping that she's okay. She does walk off on the field on her own strength, so that is a good sign. Number 3 for the Vikings is going to check in.
Just under 2 minutes left. This one kicked off, but right back to Princeton. Just taking her time off the right leg. Keeps kind of going to that middle right side is where she really likes to kind of clear it away. But the Comets have been right there every time.
Yeah, they've been able to read that and just not letting her kick there anymore. It's going to be off the Comets. It's going to be Princeton ball, but it's going to be passed right into the Comets. So yet again, their possession. It's going to be Anderson with the ball. Then passed to McKinley. Then passed outside. Less than a minute here to go in the first half. Back to Anderson into the middle. Outside to give the senior a shot. Oh, but it's going to be saved by the Princeton goalie, Carnegie. It's the Comets' 5th shot of the night, but they've only been able to connect with 2 of them.
It's so likely the last look that the Comets will get this first half. We now dip under 30 seconds. Right now, if you're Princeton, it's just keep this ball away from your goal for just these last few seconds. That's what they're trying to do. Just clear this one away. Team scramble forward. Now under 10 seconds left here in the first half. Comets won't get any other opportunities until the second. And that's going to conclude the first half here from the Mason multi-purpose field on this senior night for the Mason Comets, as they are up on the Princeton Vikings, a score of 2-0 off of the feet of the seniors, Annalise Knights and Alina Schneiderman, the 2 seniors scoring on their senior night. We'll head to a quick break. Make sure you stay tuned for the second half here on Mason Sports Radio. And welcome back to the Mason multi-purpose field for the second half of the Mason Comets senior night. This they are taking on the Princeton Vikings. I'm Daniel Panetti here with Katie Halligan. And Katie, that first half was all green. Mason completely dominating. That's why they're up 2-0 thanks to the legs of Annalise Knight and Schneiderman, the seniors.
Yeah, it was complete domination by the Comets in terms of possession. They had a lot of great opportunities there. We're only able to connect on 2 of them, so it's going to be interesting to see how many goals they can get in this second half. It's also going to be interesting to see if Princeton can get on the board. They've been struggling to get it down on their end whatsoever, so it's going to be interesting to see if they're able to this half.
Yeah, 5 shots on goal in that first half of 40%. But like you said, Katie, a lot more opportunities than just the 5 shown on the scoreboard. So you have a chance to really open this game wide up here in the second, as so far we really haven't seen any looks from the Vikings.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be Princeton's ball here, but not for long, as we've seen. They're going to boot it downfield, but it's going to come right back into common possession. That has been the story with this game. Princeton just trying to kick it out of their territory, but just to be right back into common possession. Yeah,
a bit of a altercation there. Parker Evans was in on there. The 2 girls kind of got locked up together. So a bit of frustration. Now this ball on the Comet side of the field.
This is the first kick they've had into the middle, their first opportunity to score, but it's going to be too far. So it's going to go right out of bounds. It's going to be Knight's ball. Knight's just going to kick it to the senior Schaefer. Right to the sophomore Haley Hommel. Gets pushed in the back, but keeps going. Really great to see the senior presence on the field tonight, with most of the starting lineup being seniors. There are a few sophomores and juniors mixed in there, but definitely mostly senior-led here on senior night.
Yeah, the Comets playing the majority of their seniors, with it being senior night. Trying to get these girls as much playing time as possible for one of their last home games of their Comet career.
It's going to be passed outside to Gabby Dickey. And she's going to look inside. And there's going to be number 18, Schneiderman. But it's going to be a call, and it's going to be Princeton's ball. Once again, they're just going to try and boot it downfield, as they've been trying all game. We'll see if they're actually able to do so before we stop by Comet's defense. And once again, stop by Comet defense. That's Schneiderman on that.
She's had a very impressive game so far tonight, the senior.
Yeah, we've called her name a lot on both ends of the field, with some shots on goal and some great defensive plays. It's going to get passed to Natalie Schaefer, to Martin. It's a fight for the ball there, but the Comets are going to win that one out. It's going to be kicked into the air and out of bounds on the Comets, so it's going to be Princeton's ball. be out once again, so it will be Princeton's ball here. It's going to be thrown in. It'll be Princeton's ball, but yet again outside, and it's going to be Comet's ball. It's going to be thrown in by number 12, Cooley.
Yeah, and as this half has started settling in, the more the Comets have been able to control the possession.
It's going to be downfield. Number 19 has an open shot, try to get a pass there, but it's going to be deflected by Princeton.
It's going to lead it to a corner kick for Mason.
It's going to be number 20, Haley Hommel, sophomore here on varsity.
Will kick.
We'll see if the Comets are able to connect on this. Corner kick. Corner kick resulted in one of their goals earlier tonight, so we're going to be able to see if they can do that again.
Vikings have a player on each side of the net.
Strong kick from the sophomore, but it's going to be wide, and no one's going to be able to get on that before it goes out, so it will be Princeton's ball.
Yeah, that ball just kind of started to curve off of the foot of Evans, and just nothing there for Mason.
Yeah, definitely a powerful kick, but maybe just a little too powerful. Different approach by Princeton here, just kicking it to a player instead of booting it downfield, but nothing is a match for the defense of the Comets. It's going to be a shot inside by Schneiderman, but it's going to be wide once again. Strong Comet defense here, right to Cooley. And back to Martin, but Princeton's going to try and kick that away. Trying to get something going here for them. A little more time in their trying to get a little more time on the offense, but it's going to be a battle right now between 21 Evans, and Lowy for that ball.
Yeah, it's Comets just being able to outpace the Vikings on defense, running back for that. The few times we've seen the Vikings in Comet territory, as Evans was looking for a bit of a push there at the end.
Shot's going to be deflected by Schaefer there. So it will be Knight's ball. She's going to boot it downfield. Right into Comet possession. It's going to be a battle for the ball, but it's going to be Princeton's ball there. Never mind, it's going to be Comet ball there. It's going to be Hannum on the pass in. Hommel fighting for that ball. She's able to retain possession, kick into the middle to Benny. Back outside to Hommel. Fancy footwork there into the middle to Zhao. But it's going to be another shot for the Comets and yet another save for the Princeton goalie tonight. I have to give her props. There's been a lot of tough Comet shots there tonight, but she's only let 2 by out of the 6 shots that they've had on the shot clock. But got to give her props for that. She's been stopping a lot tonight.
Yeah, so far a nice second half from the defense of Princeton. We're about 10 minutes into the second half. Really nothing much for the Comet offense, although they have been winning the possession game. That one going to be shot, but once again, just doesn't have the leg, and it rolls right to the keeper.
Yeah, Comet's definitely trying to pick up some momentum here, but they've not really been able to get anything going. the Comet fans are going to want to call on that one, but they're not going to get it. They're going to want another call on that, but again, they're not going to get it. Comet fans outraged, but it's going to be kicked out by Princeton. It will be Comet's ball. It's going to be Schaefer with that throw in for the Comets.
Comet substitutions include Bella Anderson, Anna Habra, Allison Cannon,
Anna
Maddie
Habra,
McCaster.
Allison Cannon, Maddie McCaster, and Maylin Kowalski are going to be the subs for the Comets. Here, there's a little under 30 minutes left to go in this second half here at the Mason Multi-Purpose Field.
We mentioned Anna Habra finally being back for this Mason team, and little something about Habra potentially making her NBC debut in this next broadcast in just a couple of weeks. That's exciting for the junior. That one was very close for the Comets, but a nice save from Princeton, able to keep that one away.
Yeah, and Habra's first game back, she was able to score 2 goals against Sycamore in the Battle of the Skies. Definitely a great comeback game. She's definitely looking to score here tonight, so we'll see if she's able to do that. And if she is featured, it's going to be great for her really in-depth sports knowledge.
Yeah, and you look at Habra, that shows you what kind of an athlete she is after an injury that had her out pretty much all season leading up to that game, able to score a few on her first game back. It shows you the star that the Comets were able to get back from being injured. It's another corner kick for Mason. Be Benny.
It's going to be some subs for the Vikings here before the corner kick.
Viking substitutions include Kate Sanchez, Sapita, Olivia Lang,
So no running clock.
Jessica Johnson,
Or sorry, the clock is going to be running. 28 left and counting in this game.
Yeah, coming into this game, the Comets expected to be up by a little bit more. That corner kick is coming in. It's going to be over. Hannah Habra again trying to score, but wide. It's going to be Princeton's ball. As I was saying, Comets coming into this game expecting them to be ahead a little bit more here. They've had ample opportunity, but only able to connect on 2. Definitely, if I were the Comets, I'd definitely be wanting to connect a few more times out here tonight. Princeton with the ball, trying to work it down the field. But it's no match for the Comet defense. Schaefer is going to just kick it away to give the defense a second to get in position. Be Princeton throwing it in. Fighting for that ball on the sidelines, and it'll be kicked out by the Comets into the visiting stands. It's going to be thrown in quickly, but once again out. And again, Princeton's going to be throwing in. Definitely tonight there's been a battle along those opposite sideline, just trying to keep that ball inbound. It's going to be thrown in by Princeton, but too far. Nice heads-up play by Martin, knowing not to touch that, being that right tonight. He's going to pass it to Schaefer, over to Cannon, to Anderson, but not before it's kicked out by Princeton. Number 10, Victoria Smith. So it will again be Comet ball. Cannon to Cannon on that. That is right, we have 2 Cannons here on the varsity team. 2 sophomore twin sisters, both made varsity. So we pass down the field. Comets trying to stop the momentum, and they are going to be able to do it. Cannon to Anderson, trying to get it downfield. There to Habra with some pretty open space here. 2 defenders in front of her, but she's not phased. She works her way into the middle, passes it out to Anderson, even farther out to Cannon. Looks like he's going to trip over her feet a little bit. It's going to be Smith for Princeton with the ball, but it's going to be out. So they are going to call it Comets ball. Looks like Cooley is going to be coming out for the Comets. And Benny's going to be checking back in. Cannon with the pass to Habra. Habra working, looking for an open pass. Over to Evans. Back to Cannon. Great teamwork here and great passing. Shot by Cannon. And it's going to be another save for the Princeton goalie. That is save 6 on the night. She's been doing really, really good in that cage. Princeton working down the field, trying to get a score, but Benny's going to be there to kick it out to give the defense a second to recuperate. My apologies. It's going to, yes, it is going to be Princeton ball.
If it shows you the pursuit of this Mason defense, they haven't let a single girl pass that back line of defense so far tonight. It's been a very quiet game defensively for the keeper, Annalise Knight.
Habra all alone in the backfield, but it's going to be kicked away by Smith. Cats are trying to work down back to Habra. Looking for some opportunity to Martin. Strong pass over to Cannon. Looking for a shot into the middle, right at Habra. And yet again, it's going to be over the net. Anna must be frustrated out there. She has 3 shots on the night, and she's 0-3. All pretty up-close shots as well. But she is coming back from that leg injury, so it is understandable. It's going to be Princeton's ball. They're going to pass it.
Yeah, you know how much of a competitor that Habra is. She is itching to have a goal on this senior night, even though it may not be her senior night. Still a huge game for this team. You know, she hates missing opportunities like that. Kind of had 2 looks there. She wasn't able to put it in.
That's been really the story for the Comets tonight. Really trying to connect, but not being able to. Not saying it's not been a good game for the Comets, just not as many connections as we were expecting heading into this game, but they are still up 2-0 with a little less than 22 minutes to go here in the second.
This clock slowly starts to wind down, but it quickly drains for Princeton as they are running out of time to get back into this one. Yeah, this game, the last 20 minutes go the way it's been looking. The Comets are going to walk out of this one with a fresh slate at the shutout on senior night, but first you got to get through those last 22 minutes, about 21 right now. Those last 20 minutes, keep that shutout going. Annalise Knight really hasn't been able, or really hasn't had to do much in net for this Comet team. You know, it's usually a good thing when your goalie has a more noticeable offensive game than defense. She was able to put the Comets on the board first, and nothing in net.
Yeah, that's not normally a stat line we get to read off, so it's very cool to see that here, especially on her senior night. It's going to be back down in Princeton territory. Into the middle of Parker Evans, but there's going to be an offsides call. So it's going to be Princeton's ball passing it in. Definitely been way more back and forth here in the second than it was in the first. It's going to be downfield, but Schaefer's going to be the only one there. Comets now working to pass it back up the field. Haber sprinting, hunting for that ball. Like we said, she's itching for a score here. She's going to have a nice shot, and it's going to be a goal. That was a great assist there by Anna Haber to Allison Cannon for the third goal of the night for the Comets.
Just a beautiful pass there from the corner from Haber. We've mentioned so many times how important she is to this team, but almost wasn't even looking at the net, just kind of flung it with her right foot, and it was right there, and just a wide open shot there, easy to make, and the Comets go up 3-0. It's a beautiful pass from the junior.
Definitely something you love to see from a player who's just coming back, to have that success story, be able to come back and play to almost their full extent again. It's great to see. It's going to be Anderson is going to pass into traffic. Princeton's going to take over with the ball. It's going to be passed right to Knight. So she's going to hold it, looking to pass it downfield. It's going to be passed right to Benny. Then to Cannon. It's going to go right past McCaster. Looks like there's a fight for possession, but Cannon's going to be able to get it. Pass off to Schneiderman. Martin to Evans. Downfield, long pass. Fighting for that ball. There is going to be a call on that play. It will be Princeton's ball here. Little less than 19 minutes to go here in the second. Comets lead at 3-0 if you're just joining us. It's senior night here at the Mason Multipurpose Field. It's a GMC showdown between the Princeton Vikings and the Mason Comets. Mason looking for a win tonight, which would really help them in the hunt in the GNC. It's be Evans with the head bump.
Yeah, a win here would get them to double-digit wins on the season, giving them 7 in the GMC. Could be a nice little touch as we reach the last few games left.
A Comet win and a Fairfield loss would help them be tied for second in the GMC. So Comets looking to pull this one out and hoping the Fairfield Indians are not able to win their game. Looks like it's going to be a pass in from McCaster to Cannon, but right into the goalie and 2 other Princeton players. So it's going to be the goalie's ball. She's going to boot it downfield. But that Comet defense is not letting Princeton get any of this ball tonight. To Schaefer, to McCaster. Looking downfield. Not a ton of pressure. Pressure comes, it's going to be called off Princeton. So be the Comets ball again, passed in. Working inside is Schneiderman.
We looked the last update. Fairfield did lose that game to Lakota West, a score of 1-0. So a win here would tie them for second in the GMC. So a big win for the Comets in the loss for the Indians.
Yeah, it's looking promising as there are 16 minutes left in the third. If the Comets can stay ahead, it would be a huge win for them here on senior night. It's always great when these big, crucial wins can come when we are celebrating our seniors. Tonight has been a great game to watch, a lot of passion from the Comets.
So now this game means just a little bit more for Mason. Already lost to Oak Hills. They look to be at the front runners and running away with the GMC. But Comets can fight for that second spot and make their playoff seed a little nicer. Just a few games left in this season. Look at the Comets, only one more game after this versus Little Miami. After that, that will conclude it for a game.
Yeah, that will conclude their regular season, and they will find their placement for the tournament. And they're hoping to rank pretty high there, as they are currently 9-4-2 in the overall, looking for their 10th win here tonight.
The way that this game is playing out likely will be that 10. As the clock continues to run, dipping below 15 in this second half. Comets just a few minutes left to hold on here with the 3-goal lead. Replay some of your seniors who might not get as much playing time. Be a free kick. That one's gonna go out. No avail for Mason. One cleared in. Team's fine for. Princeton kicks it up in the air. But Mason is able to retrieve it.
Heading for the ball downfield is Comets and Princeton, but it's going to be kicked off Princeton, so it will be Comets' ball here. Like I said, that's just one of many fights on the sidelines tonight for that ball. It's going to be Habra who's going to be throwing that ball in. It's going to be right to Cannon. Right back out to Habra. Nice pass in to Kowalski. Kicked in. Looking for Cannon, but it's going to be over her head. And the Princeton goalie is able to scoop that one up.
Yeah, booted that one. Just looking for one of her teammates, but the goalie was able to just walk up there and get it herself.
Comets retain possession again. Less than 13 minutes here to go. Hoping the Comets can hold on. It's going to be a strong pass in by Parker Evans, but deflected and going to be out on Princeton, so it will still be Comets possession. Comets have still been dominant with their possession here. They've been very dominant in both of these halves with the ball, not letting Princeton really get a taste of it. It's been an easy night for the senior Annalise Knight, who's had no shots on goal yet.
Corner kick.
Yeah, it's likely going to be her 9th shutout of the season. Came into tonight 5th in the GMC in those shutouts.
The kick.
And
it's going to be a corner kick from Benny for the Comets. Kick is in, and Parker Evans is going to try and get there.
I'm sorry, 2nd in the GMC with 8.
But she won't quite be able to, so it will be Princeton's ball here. Yeah. Knight committed to go to Miami University, where she will play soccer. She's really a force to be reckoned with here on the Comets team, a great asset, and it's going to be sad to see her go, as this is her senior year.
It's always tough for these girls. This is the last game of the season coming up. won't be at home. This is the last time they will step on the turf of the Mason multi-purpose field during the regular season. The playoffs still to be decided. But a lot of memories held here for some of these girls over the past four plus years, even before their high school playing days. The field that can mean so much to them.
It's going to be a kick in from Benny. It's going to be off the foot of Cannon. Off the head of Princeton. Fighting for that, but it's going to be out. It's going to be called Princeton's ball. Quick pass downfield, but quickly change possessions. But it's still going to be called Princeton's ball.
So we are now below 10 minutes left here in regulation, as this half has been pretty similar to the first. A little less offense from the Comets, but still being fairly dominant in the time of possession pretty much this entire second half.
It's going to be Kowalski with the ball. She's going to pass to Evans, fighting for that ball. It's going to be a whistle. Looks like it will be Comet possession. It's going to be number 3, Bella Anderson, starting off with the ball. We're going to see if they're going to be able to connect here tonight. The kick is in. And it was at first saved by the Princeton goalie, but it slipped out of her hands, but yet again saved. So another good save there for the Vikings. She's going to boot it down the field, but Mason defense pretty quickly able to take over. To Schaefer. Dribbling down to Cannon. To Habra. Habra screaming for that ball. She has that fire in her eyes trying to score. She's tripped up, but that doesn't stop her. And it's going to be a shot and just above. That was a powerful shot going for the corner, but it's going to be just above. As I heard earlier, Anna screaming, Habra screaming for that ball. Really, really wants to connect here on senior night. But on that shot, she is unable.
Yeah, it's too much power from the right leg of Habra. Sails it over the net. Looks a little frustrated after that one. He's had a few attempts tonight, just unable to put it in. It's frustrating for the junior, but overall, great offensive night from this team. Mason fine for it, and it's cleared right to that left middle side of the field.
Cooley will be passing it in for the Comets. Looking for an open girl. It's going to be McCaster with that. She's going to pass it to Anderson. Anderson with a shot inside, but it will be wide. A lot of these shots today from the Comets have been very powerful, but just a little off, little high, little right, little left. So that can definitely get frustrating after a while.
Yeah, accuracy is always the toughest part. You can have the strongest leg in the world, but if you can't put it in that net, it doesn't mean anything.
I feel like that's what we've been seeing from the Comets tonight. Very, very strong shots, but not being able to hit it in the net. It's going to be Anderson driving down.
She's a look.
But it's going to be deflected by Princeton. Inside, and that is going to be Iris Zoo with that pass, and Schneiderman with the goal. Both seniors, senior to senior goal here. That's going to make it 4-0 with 6 minutes left here. in the second.
It's Schneiderman's second of the game. She connected in the first half for that second goal for the Comets. So the senior puts in number 2 for the night for Mason. She came in with only 1, but she's going to leave with 3 goals on the season for this Mason team. So it's nice to see from the senior forward to be able to have the game that she's having.
Yeah, definitely called her name a lot here tonight. So it's great to see her have such a great performance on such a meaningful game. That is senior night.
Just under 6 minutes now left in this game. You're the Comets. You're likely either 2 things to happen. Keep getting your seniors to try and get on that scoreboard before this game's over. Or just let this one run out for the rest of the remaining time.
It's going to be passed downfield to Schaefer. Between the legs of Schaefer to Princeton. But Cooley's going to hit that off her leg. Anderson with a little crossover. Passing downfield, looking for Dickey, and it will connect. Between the legs of the Princeton defender. Comets looking hot. Shot right to to Benny. But not able to get that into the back of the net. It's going to be out on the Comets, so it's going to be Princeton's ball here. 5-minute warning here as the game is winding down. Looks like it will be a Comets win here. We'll just see if they'll be able to get any more on the board, or if Princeton's able to strike late.
Yeah, GMC Sports already updated the Comets at 2. If they would have lost today, still would have been in second, since they have that tiebreaker on Lakota West and a win 2-0 earlier in the season for the Comets. So a big win for them.
Driving down, but it's going to be hit off the crossbar. Just been shots like that tonight that have really made the difference in the score for the Comets, between it being 9-0 and it being 4-0 right now. Really, those shots that have been so close, but not quite able to connect there. Gabby Dickey fighting for the ball here. She will retain possession to Anderson. Back to Schaefer, to Cannon. Cannon working between 2 defenders. Long pass, looking, but it's not going to be able to make it. Princeton has a little bit of momentum here, trying to pass it down.
Yeah, Princeton just trying to avoid being shut out in these last couple minutes, but this Comet defense hasn't missed a beat in any of these 70 minutes that we've played so far tonight. That's a big substitution coming in for the Comets.
We've talked about her a lot tonight. Knight, the powerful senior goalie, will be walking off the multi-purpose field for the last time in her career in regular season. It's a bittersweet moment, as she will go on to play soccer in college, but it is a lot of emotion. Some other seniors, Cooley and Benny, are coming off the field. They're going to be subbed in for some underclassmen, Ella Harris and Haley Hommel. I feel like that's very symbolic in a way, replacing those seniors with some underclassmen, the next people to run this team.
Yeah, it's a very emotional for those players. They got a nice little standing ovation from this Mason crowd as they walked off the field. Like you said, Katie, now we see what the next year or two is going to look like for this Comet team, with the girls out on the field right now in these last 2-3 minutes left here tonight.
Yeah, it's a great preview of what we may be looking at for the 2025-2026 season, as there are a lot of juniors and sophomores on this field. It's going to be Anderson to Harris. Harris going down, but she kicks, but it's going to be right into the Princeton defense. Anderson looking for a shot, and she'll have it, but it will be saved by the Princeton goalie. And again, another great save by Princeton tonight that has really made the difference between the score tonight. As we wind down to 2 minutes here left. It's going to be to Haley Hommel. Dribbling on the outside, trying to make a move. She passes to the inside, trying to look for McCaster, but it will be blocked up by the Princeton defense. But it will be kicked out and be Comets ball. Be Ella Harris on the throw in for the Comets. Cameron Rensky and Jessica Pacquiolo will be subbing in for the Comets. They'll be subbing in for number 3, Bella Anderson, and number 11, Maddie McCaster. Yet again, just adding some more young talent onto the field.
Checks in for the Viking.
Everyone on the field right now, besides 3 players, are sophomores. Just shows how much talent, young talent, the Comet program has coming up. Fighting for that ball in the corner. There is going to be a whistle there, and it will be Comets ball.
So this clock under a minute 20. This game basically over. So we look at the Comets, mentioned already, their next game versus Little Miami.
Kick is in, and it is good, and no one touched it. It is going to be Parker Evans, the sophomore, with a goal. You don't normally see that from that far away, but that is an incredible on-target, strong corner kick to make this senior night 5-0 as we wind down to just around a minute left here in this game.
Nice there from the Comets. They're able to make it 5-0 now just with a minute left. So Evans gets a little, you can call it a garbage time goal, but still we'll go for the stats. This makes this scoreboard look a little bit nicer than it already did for the Comets. As Evans, that's her 4th goal of the year for the sophomore defender.
Pass into the center. Malin passing it Kowalski passing it all the way down the field, but the Princeton goalie's going to be able to get there before Hommel. So she will boot it down as a few seconds are winding down. Fighting for those last few seconds of possession.
10, 9,
So we are into the 10-second countdown here.
4,
Comets just
3,
passing.
2, 1.
And that's going to do it here from the Mason multi-purpose field. The Comets take their senior night versus the Princeton Vikings, a score of 5-0. Some big goals from some seniors and some underclassmen as well towards the end of the game. And the Comets are going to secure that 2nd place in the GMC, most likely to keep that towards, as only 1 game left this season, as they'll take on Little Miami in their next game. And that's going to do it here from us. I've been Daniel Panetti here with Katie Halligan and Trenton Moran doing some camera work. We thank you guys for watching this broadcast. Go Comets.